Good day, sir. So there is this friend of mine who is based in the US. Actually, he's a foreigner. So he's asking me if he can register his business in Nigeria. He wants to start up. So he wants to know the formalities, if it is possible for him to register with CAC in Nigeria and what the requirements are.
Okay, all right, good morning. I'll make a video concerning this, right? All right, guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Akinbola Ezekiel speaking. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about if a foreigner can actually register a business with the Corporate Affairs Commission, and if they can, what are the steps in doing that? So here are the things I'll be discussing this morning. I'll be talking about whether a foreigner can fully own a business in Nigeria, right? And what are the documents required for the registration process, the step-by-step guide to carry out the actual registration. I'll be also showing you the important permits that you need to carry out the company registration in Nigeria and common mistakes that foreign investors are making when they are trying to register their business in Nigeria. And I'll be telling you how you can stay compliant and make sure you're able to get that company registered without any issue, right? So make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Give this video a thumbs up and let's go into the video. So the first thing I'll be talking about today, is it possible to actually register a company in Nigeria as a foreigner? The answer to that question, is it the question to the answer, or the answer to that question is yes, a foreigner can actually register a business in Nigeria. But there are major requirements to that. It's not just that you can come into the country and register a business. Just like a Nigerian cannot just go to Ghana and start up a company registration there without putting in all the necessary requirements. Now take note, as a foreigner, you cannot register a business name in Nigeria. That's one. You cannot register a business name. The minimum you can register has to be a company registration. And the company registration you are registering has to be having some major criteria or fulfilling some major criteria. Now let's go into the criteria. The first one is this: 1 million share capital cannot register a company for a foreigner. Instead, 100 million naira is what you have to do. That means the minimum share capital for that company has to be 100 million minimum share capital. So that 100 million minimum share capital means the worth of the company has to be up to 100 million. That way you can register your business, and this will impact the cost of the registration. So with CAC, that is the minimum requirement. Now you can register a business in different industry that you want: oil and gas, educational sector, agriculture, whatever sector that you are interested in. It doesn't matter, but the minimum share capital has to be 100 million minimum share capital. Now, what are the documents required? You have to have your permit. You have to have an address or a location where the business is going to be hosted, right? So where do you want to be carrying out the business? That's the company address. So most foreigners don't have issues with their company address. Now, what we do as a service that we provide, sometimes we help them with a virtual address as a business. So you can reach out to us if you're a foreigner trying to register a business in Nigeria. I don't have a business in Nigeria. And sometimes we even partner with some of the foreigners that are trying to register their business in Nigeria by making sure we can give them our own personal address as their company address, especially if it's somebody or people that we can trust. That way they can go ahead with the registration, and then, in the process, when they now have a physical address, or we can even help them process a physical address, we help them do the runaround to get the best location for their business and then send them the address details, and that will be used to proceed with the registration process. So they must have a physical address. Now, if the business owner is in Nigeria, that is, the foreigner is currently in Nigeria, they need to supply what is called the business permit. That business permit is very important because it proves that you have gotten all the details necessary to be able to carry out business in Nigeria. Now, before I even go forward, let me even answer this question. What about spouse? Somebody who is married to a foreigner. Can that foreigner still do business in Nigeria? So basically, I see spousal relationship as, it naturalizes you into being a nationality of that country somehow. But in Nigeria, I've checked, we've done a registration for somebody that didn't work. Even though the person is married to a Nigerian, lives in Nigeria, has all the document, it didn't work. We had to make sure we meet the minimum share capital requirement to be able to carry out the registration of the business in Nigeria. So it means, I don't think it's like America. Once you go to America, you marry a foreigner or so, I think you're already an American or something. So, and with that, you can go ahead and, do business in that country because you are now part of them. So, but in Nigeria, I had not seen that worked. So that's just on the side. Now, what are the registration steps? So the first thing is that you decide your minimum share capital, which is going to be minimum 100 million share capital. Have at least 2 directors, right? 2 directors, 2 shareholders, 2 persons with significant control. In my own personal experience, I would advise you have at least a Nigerian in the business. That Nigerian will be the one managing the day-to-day activity or running of the business, especially if you don't plan to be here in full. Especially if you want to create a bank account, you want somebody to be able to manage the bank account, and that has to be somebody you trust. So we can also offer that as service. If we believe in the business you are trying to start in Nigeria, we can partner with you to be one of the directors in the business. We can also invest in the business as well. If it's something that is going to what that's currently in our investment goals right now, we invest in the business, be one of your Nigerian partner, and also get the business running. Work on the bank account. You can send money in naira, receive money in naira, and then the business can then progress. So after you have decided who should be your director, shareholder, and PSC, the next stage of registration is to reserve a name. So you pick a name that is good to go, and it must end with a limited, LTD. So you reserve the name, go through with filling the details of the registration, and the next process, before you even do that, you need to create an account on the ICRP portal. Then you reserve the name, then you register the company, and then finally you get approval of the registration. Now, after that has been done, what are the important permits? I've already told you the business permit is one of the important things that I need to do. You might have to do PENCOM, you might have to do ITF, you might have to do NSITF, and you might have to do BPP. All these are the different compliant documents you might need. There are many others as well, depending on the industry you're trying to play in. So I might not be discussing that in the video. The next thing I also want to talk about is that what are common mistake that a lot of foreigners are making when registering businesses in Nigeria. Now, from personal experience, I've seen a lot of people fall into the hands of fraudsters, and they scam them of their hard-earned money. One, I've seen a lot of people meet people, send them a message and tell them that they are from CAC and they want them to file their annual return, and they will send money through that channel, and then at the end of the day, nothing was actually done, or they don't even have a business registered in Nigeria, and they are paying someone somehow, somewhere, that's sending them messages. Take note, CAC will not send you a message personally. They will not even call you. They will put out a public information and expect you to respond. And if they have to send you a message, it has to come from their own domain, that is gov.ng. Gov.ng. That domain name shows you authenticity of the details. Just like NRS will not send you a message, that is FRS before, will not send a message without having that gov.ng as part of the domain in the email address that they are using to send the message to you. So foreigners, please take note of this. If you want to get your business registered, in fact, if you think all the things I've mentioned is complicated, just send me a DM and we can talk on. You can book a consultation session, and then we'll talk about the kind of business you want to start, and we'll advise you properly on what to do and how to go about incorporating your business here in Nigeria. So we've registered a lot of business for people in Nigeria, and we've helped a lot of people who have been scammed before. We have helped them walk through the process of explain the actual process of getting their business registered in Nigeria, so that they will not get scammed. Anybody who tells you that they can register your business with minimum of 100 million share capital, they're actually deceiving you and planning to run away with your money. So do well to reach out to us, send us a DM, and we would get talking about how we can get our business incorporated. My name is Akingbola Ezekiel, and I'm expecting your DM. Send us a DM. My WhatsApp number will be in the description below, and we'll do business together. Thank you. And I hope I've been able to answer your question, right? Thank you.